What's up, everybody? Welcome to Crafter Hours. This is the series of streams where we get together and try to work on something code related, something cool, something to pass the time. Not really to pass the time, to actually accomplish something, but you know, we're kind of passing the time at the same time. Hopefully the audio and video is not completely out of sync. I don't know what's going on with my capture device, but lately it seems that the video is a little out of sync. So if it is, I apologize. I'm going to try to jog it again here for a second, see if it works. I don't know if it's going to help, but hopefully it doesn't bring the entire stream down. Give me 1 second. All right, maybe that's better. Probably not. Okay, so we'll get into what we're going to try to accomplish in a moment. First, I'd like to say hello to the folks who are here so far. Hello to Tusher Hero and to Glenn. I'm sure there's some people over on the YouTube side as well. Ooh, I saw the video glitch a little bit on the YouTube feed. If you're here in the chat, please say hello. Interesting weekend. Why is it interesting? I don't know. The weather's warming up in Greece. Feels better outside. I'm kind of happy about that. I'm not really a fan of the cold weather, so you know, you decide to move to a Mediterranean country because you want to have warmer weather most of the year, and still you end up having winter time. But it's fine. I mean, we made it through. I think we're done now. It's springtime. The birds are chirping. The plants are growing. Grass is growing. So I think we're all good. Hello to Erky. So last week, what did we do on the streams? Let's see. On Wednesday, since we weren't able to meet Monday, on Wednesday, we converted the emacspackages.com repo into a Geeks channel. I had gone sort of back and forth on whether to do this, but then I ultimately decided to stick with it because I think it enables greater modularity. Hey, Jerry. Yeah, get to bed, Jerry. It's better to be in bed than to watch a boring programmer talk. I think it enables better modularity for what we're trying to accomplish because we have a few different websites that we're going to try to deploy to the same server, at least at first. And we want to make sure that the code that we deploy for those sites is up to date whenever we deploy them using the server configurations that we created in the server configurations repo, server configurations. So the idea right now is that the server configurations repo contains the configs for the currently only the one VPS or the virtual private server, cloud server that we're deploying to. Could have more in the future, probably will have more in the future. But it has a Geeks configuration to deploy to that machine, and we're now pulling in the dependencies, the different site code or site projects as Geeks channels. For now, it's only the Emacs packages repo, as you can see here. But eventually, it will also be the systemcrafters.net repository because I'm going to rewrite all of that to use Geeks. I have been rewriting it all to use Geeks, just haven't finished it yet, and also to have a Guile backend. So that will also be a channel that gets pulled in here, and then by pulling those in as channels, then we can deploy both of those websites and their code directly without having to like have a package defined in the server configurations repo for both of the sites and have all the services defined in this repo. We kind of moved all that stuff out into the individual project repos, which keeps all the code for deploying the sites co-located with the code itself, which is good. So I don't know, I'm happier with this approach, but we did run into some issues last stream getting things to kind of work. And in this stream, we're gonna kind of catch up on the problems that were caused by all that. One other problem being that for some reason the site is down. I think I broke something last week. I had a weird issue where I think that the fail to ban security setup that we put in place that Apurv so helpfully contributed to the project, I think somehow it ended up locking me out of the SSH of the website. So I had to restart the server, and after that, the site didn't seem to come back up. So we're gonna try to look into that, see what happened, and then after that, we're gonna continue to clean up the work that we did to turn the repo into a channel, and then once that all looks good, we'll get back to doing the initial synchronization of the data because we got that working on the website. I'm pretty sure we had synced package archive data on the website, but there was something else that wasn't fully working yet, I think. So we'll go back to that in a minute. Tushar says, completely out of the loop. Can someone tell me what this project is about? We are making a website where you can go. It's called emaxpackages.com. It's a site where you can go to look up information about all available Emacs packages. It's not meant to be like the best website in the world. It's really just sort of a real world example, a website that would actually get traffic of being written with a Guile scheme backend and a front end that is kind of server driven using a HTML framework or hypermedia framework called Datastar. So instead of having a React.js based front end, it will be a very simple front end that's mostly driven by the backend code. So most of the code will be written in Guile scheme. Even the front end code will be written in Guile scheme. So it's kind of an experiment and an example of a real world project that hopefully will be useful to people who want to see how you can use Guile scheme in practice. And it's been going well. Like, I feel like we've done a lot. You know, we've got a SQLite database back in. We'll probably switch to Postgres pretty soon. But we're doing everything that you would do writing any other website with any other platform or framework. So I'm pretty happy with it so far. Tusher says, so it gets the packages from the ELPAs. Yes, it syncs package information from ELPA, non-GNU ELPA, and Melpa stable. And eventually it will also have information from Geeks and from individual Git repositories that aren't on some other package repository. So we haven't gotten there yet. Right now, it just syncs the information from the ELPA repos because that's pretty easy. All right. So first of all, let's start looking into what happened with the website. Now, I guess before we do that, let's write down the tasks for the day. We've talked about them, but let's write them down to know for sure. So Monday, March 10. And by the way, happy Mario Day. If you didn't know, today's Mario Day. Why is it Mario Day? Because if you write down the date, MAR10, it looks like Mario. I didn't come up with that. Somebody else came up with that. So, you know, it's a great day to celebrate Mario Lopez, the guy who played Slater in Saved by the Bell, because that's what the day is about, right? No, it's actually about Super Mario. I don't really celebrate Mario Day. I just brought it up because I noticed it this morning, and it seemed like a silly thing to bring up. So there you go. So we got a few things that we were going to do. I'll put them in the list for today. We don't really know yet whether we'll get to them. First of all, we got to figure out why the site is down. Problem number one. Let me also increase the text scale so you can see this a bit better. Number two, make sure data sync or initial data sync is working correctly. And I think there's an issue there that might have caused the site to go down. I've got a thought on why that happened, and we'll take a look at that and give it a shot in a minute. What else did I say? Yeah, figure out when the site is down. Make sure initial data sync is working correctly. Make sure there are no lingering issues from the channel conversion. Because there were some things I did at the end of the stream last time that I thought worked, and I'm not certain they actually did work, so we need to check them out a little bit. Trev says, Jesse takes a caffeine pills. Saved by the Bell episode is like you drinking Monster. Not really, come on. She kind of went overboard and you know, was abusing it. I'm not really abusing it, but isn't that what any addict says? I'm not abusing it. I have it totally under control. I'm so excited. Man, is it sad that you remember that episode, or is it more sad that I remember that episode? Glenn says, does Luigi get his own day? I can make a really tasteless joke about that right now, but maybe I won't do that. It was kind of iconic, Trev. I mean, what can I say? If there's any Saved by the Bell episodes that I remember, it's probably that one. Luigi is greater than Mario. Yeah, I would say that too. You know, he's the more silent, less, you know, hero looking for the spotlight type. And he jumps higher. So, you know, there's always something that can be done with that. Okay. So that's our plan for the day, at least for now. And let's start. Eric says, Saved by the Bell. Oh my, memories. Yes, I know, right? I watched that. That's probably way too much of that. But I mean, what else are you going to do whenever you're a kid growing up in the 90s? All right. We're going to go into ANSI term. So I want to SSH into the server and see what's happening over there. So SSH P2222 David Will at emaxpackages.com. Really? Sure, fine. Do we have... Come on. No. I told Cal I was going to take the pentagram out of my shell prompt, and I forgot to do it. Sorry, Cal. There it is. Okay, so at least I can get in the server. Let's see. Tail in 500 var log messages. What's been going on in the logs here? Oh, come on. All right. Yes, ANSI term does get the key bindings all weird. I should probably be using eat, but I'm still on the whole kick of not using external packages as much as possible. So weird. Okay, so does the site actually... Yeah, so staging resolves. Maybe that's why. I have the C name set up for staging, or it could be an A record. I can't remember which one I did, but maybe emacsPackages.com itself does not point to this domain, so that's fine. I probably should change that, though. So that's all today, and it's a bunch of failed SSH connections. And I can't remember if I took off the jail. Let me check my other machine. I'm not sure exactly where I left this. So, looking for... What am I looking for? I'm looking for main server. Did I take that off? No, it seems to be on still. I'll check it in both places, maybe. Tusher says, only if Tramp worked reliably. It's good enough. All right, so that's that. Let me check the actual repo and see if I had changed anything. I thought I was turning off fail to ban, but maybe I didn't actually do that in the end. Okay, so there's that. Codeberg seems to be a little bit slow this morning. I don't know if you've noticed that, but I definitely noticed it. Cool, so in our server configurations repo, let's see, vcdir, unregistered CI, edited main server. What's in here? Did I do it here? Oh, that was a CI thing that I never did finish. I think that will work, but we'll get back to that. Let's see if I pull if anything comes down. Already up to date. Great. Okay, fine. We'll pop that stash. All right, cool. Maybe I should undo this, though. Maybe I will actually create a stash with that. Because I don't want that to be in the way right now. Maybe going back in time in the logs is probably the right thing to do. There's just so much crap in here. I can't really even tell. Is it all from March 10th? I mean, Jesus Christ, look at all that. 5,000 lines of logs of people just bouncing off the server. And I don't see the jail in use. Look at that mess. It's just constant. Just spam, spam, spam. Okay. So should I just try to redeploy the first time? Okay, I'm going to give you one thought. I'm going to give you one thought on what I think is happening. In the Emacs packages code base, let's see, server. Where am I doing the initial migration? Is it in the start server script? Yeah, update schema. So it's not syncing though. I had the thought. So one thing we changed last time is that in the server configuration, or in the service configuration, let's say. So if I go to .geeks/modules/Emacs packages/services, we can see for the list of Shepherd services that get started up, there are two. One of them runs the actual site backend, okay? So that actually starts up the start server.scm script to run the Guile backend behind Nginx. The other is this site db init one-shot service that runs at startup that will try to initialize the database and sync archives in theory if they already have not been synced. So we need to fix that too. Let me actually add that to the list. If I go over to Crafter Hours, I want to put that in here. Don't try to sync the archives if DB already exists. So I think that what I'm doing in starting the server, I think that actually, I shouldn't try to update the schema when starting the server. I should only let that one-shot service do the trick. Because every time that we deploy, well, in theory, I don't know, we're gonna have to validate this. I think that anytime you deploy, or anytime you apply a new updated server configuration, a one-shot service should be executed again, but I'm not 100% certain. Geeks Shepherd one-shot. Stop immediately after the start action has completed, but it doesn't really tell us if the one-shot services are getting executed every time. Checking some blogs. Okay, we're saying hello. Those aren't really that useful, but fine. So I'm not sure what the answer is. I'm not really getting a clear answer about this. What is this? What commit am I looking at? 6 years ago. Okay, that's old. Timed services. Okay, so maybe probably look at this post. We will experiment with it and see. We should be able to tell, I think. All right, let me roll back. Let's roll back so I can explain to you what my thought process is. I think that one thing that could cause a problem with the server is like kind of a race condition between the two services starting up simultaneously, because the way we have this configured is the site db init service is not depended on by the site, because I don't want the site to wait until the archive sync is complete before the site is up and can serve requests. So I'm trying to think it through. If the database is not synced initially, should the site even work? And when will that matter? Because that's only the first time it gets deployed. Because in theory, we deploy it the first time, the site data gets synced, and then after that point, we should only be running background update jobs on the site data, on the archive data, let's say. And that should be able to occur in tandem with everything else that's happening on the site. So maybe it should depend on it. That way we don't have to worry about it. And if we depend on sync archives, then the server itself doesn't need to worry about running database migrations, because sync archives will take care of that. And yeah, I'm kind of constantly rethinking my approach here as I talk about it. I also don't know if this log file thing's a problem. I saw an error related to this log file, like the path not being available, some weird thing. I'll take a look at that too. Maybe we will just try to deploy it with site db init being a dependency. Let's just try that again and see if the site comes back up and if it syncs things correctly. We'll have to take a look at the logs and check it out, but that should be fine. Okay, so I don't need to do... So another thing, last time we had done a funny little thing where in the server configurations repo, we set up a dev channel and a dev script. I don't think we need to do the dev channels. At least not in the way that I was doing them here. Because I think I can add the local code as a load path instead of having it be a channel, because the channel thing just takes extra time in starting everything up. So to be more clear about that, in the channels dev.scm file, I'm referring to a local file path for the emacsPackages.com repo using as a local channel. But I don't think I need to do that. I think I'm overcomplicating things. So instead, I could say, just take that out and instead add it as a load path whenever I'm running system container. Actually, that's not what I want either. I want to do it as I want to deploy from the local repo. That's still doable though. And in fact, we can just give that a shot right now and see if it works. So if I go into the ANSI term, I'll kick out of that server. Asynchronous. And I'll go over to the server configurations path, and then dev.sh. This should create a container. No code for module Emacs packages. Ooh, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Let me go over to this. We're gonna fix that load path to .geeks/modules. It's kind of a gnarly long line there. All right, let's give that a shot, see what happens. Seems to be working. Once this is done, I can take that container and run it. I keep trying to hit Control A and Control P. And then sudo type my password wrong. It's great. All right. What do I see here? Sync. Yeah, I keep seeing this. Bar log Emacs packages. I don't know if that's a container issue though. And if I go into PID 6305. Wow. Sudo ns enter. LS var db. Nope. What about herd status? We're not hearing from the herd daemon, which is kind of weird. I saw that issue on the server too at some point. Like the daemon was not responding. Couldn't get status for services. All right, you know what? Let's just deploy it. We're gonna take this dev script. And we are going to make a deploy version of it. Deploy-L. And the, what did I do with the dev flag? Channels dev, deploy L. All right. And we want Catabo 1. Machines Catabo 1, okay. Oops. Take this dash in and out. All right, let's just deploy it and see what happens. Could be terrible. Who knows? Jeez. All right. Next. Let's see. Let's see how long it takes. So this should be sending the current state of the config over from the local builds of everything. Hopefully it will hurry up and get its job done. And I probably should have an ANSI term open, taking a look at the current state of the server. All right, so it's successfully deployed. If we SSH over to the server, let's look at sudo tail in 100 var log messages. Okay, so fail to ban is running, it seems. I see the kind of typical output of that. Nice, that did actually do something. Ooh, all right. No code for module site DB. Interesting. So this explains it. I think that what I did last time might have broken everything. Let me see. No code for site DB. So I'll tell you one thing I changed last time that I thought was going to work, and I don't think it actually did in practice, and I didn't notice it until now, or until later, let's say. No code for module site DB. I think what's happening is it's trying to load up the DB module, and the DB module can't find the SQLite library dependency that it needs because I changed how all the dependencies are being put into the profile, and I might have to roll that back, unfortunately. I'm a little bit unhappy that I would have to do that, but it is what it is. Let's get out of all these damn ANSI terms. I'm gonna have to use something else, eat or something, because it's becoming a bit annoying to deal with ANSI term. Okay, so I'm going into the Emacs packages project and looking for the packages.scm file. Yep, that one. Now, what I had done was I changed all this code to vastly simplify it and not manually manipulate the Guile load path. But unfortunately, it seems like I might have to just continue doing that. I really do not want to do that because I think it looks awful and it seems totally unnecessary. I'm trying to think if there's a way I can validate this. So yeah, first of all, let's take a look at the actual script. This is the path right there. Whoops. So I want to grab that path, and then we're going to run Emacs. We're going to drop into the bin path here. And we're going to take a look at the sync archives.scm script because that's the wrapper. All right, so there's nothing really that special inside there. Whoops. I have issues switching buffers because Control X is being sent. Let's click this. Oh, that's not working either. Great. Switched to buffer. Fantastic. Yeah, go there. All right, so now the actual script itself doesn't have any load path stuff baked in. But I should also be able to check the echo Guile load path. LS. I see SQLite 3. I see Common Mark. I see other libraries that we have pulled in, the Jot library, everything. So the system level Guile load path is being set correctly. So the question is, why is it that the script cannot run? I'm going to try to run it manually here. So sync archives.scm. I think it probably will work because Guile load path is set correctly. So when we run it like that, it's fine. Great. Yeah, wait, hold on. Attempt to write a read-only database. I don't know what that means. What file is it trying to write to? Why is it read-only? Oh, because I didn't run it as sudo, huh? Is that why? Okay, no code for module site DB. Okay, cool. That's really interesting. Shivam says, is that Vim? No, this is Emacs. Maybe it's only site DB then. What about... I don't see... Is there a site? I wish it wouldn't do that. Site db.scm. All right, cool. That code is there. Cynthia says, what? Do you use Emacs? Yeah. Surprise. No, 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 no. Huh? Okay, wrong order. No such file or directory. All right, that's okay, I guess. Okay, how about this? Guile, REPL. Sure, whatever. Use site DB. Syntax what? Yes, Guile, you don't need to type REPL at the end. Fine, whatever. Use sitedb. Tushar Synthros is definitely joking. So, what is happening? What is happening? Everything's fine. Okay. Let's do some psychic debugging. When we run this script, it tells me that the site module can't be loaded. Why is that? sitedb is the first module that it tries to load that isn't built in. Says that it has no source. My guess is that it tries to load sitedb, and then that module tries to load SQLite 3 immediately, and it doesn't find it, and it fails. And the reason why this matters is potentially that the load path is not set up correctly for some reason whenever you're executing the script. As a shepherd service. One thing I do wonder, though, there's one thing that kind of was nagging at me a little bit. The way that I make the fork exec constructor, I really need to fix that chat overlay issue. Can't do it right now, though. I'm using a program file here. I think I shouldn't do that. I think I'm adding a layer of indirection that might be causing trouble. So instead of having a program file here, I think I should just link directly to the path of the script. Like this. Because that file is executable. I think that's the real solution here. Or a solution that we can try and see if it works. I surely hope it does. Because otherwise I'm a little bit lost. There we go. All right, so now so let's also add the log file because we see now that it works. So we'll try to deploy this and see if maybe that does a better job. I think it should work. I hope it works. Find out. So back into the terminal, I will run the dev deploy script again. And that will take its time, as it often does. So, all right. I'm hoping this does something. In theory, if we're able to execute these scripts directly, which we should be able to, they should be coming out as executable scripts because they are shell files, then maybe they will inherit the environment correctly and be able to resolve the system level load path. Okay, says it's been deployed. Let's take a look again at the logs. In fact, we can just cat the log file itself. So cat var log. Uh, 821. That might have been the one we just did. So no code for module site DB. Once again, same issue. So my brilliant solution does not seem to have made a difference. Let's see. Herd status. Sudo herd status. Cool. One shot. Site DB init. Recent messages. What about the site itself? Stopped and disabled. All right, so let's try it. Sudo herd enable site. Still crashing. Let's see what the status of the site is. Process exited with code 1. Still not giving us a log though. ls var log Emacs packages. Sudo cat. It also has the same error, no code for module. I should probably try to write out what the load path is and see if somehow it's getting jacked up. So let's see. I think in Guile, there's a %side load dash path. Boom. So we've got the system level profile path. We got some other paths as well that have been added in, which is kind of interesting. Is it the same one multiple times? Okay. Kind of curious what's in that. Let's take a look. Site? No such file or directory. 3.0. Okay, that's like the built-in modules for Guile, it seems. And then if you look at run current system profile, then you see all the other things that are dependencies that we need. Yeah, I think that's the right thing to do. We're going to change that sync archive script right before anything happens. We're going to write out what the load path is. So display. Here is the load path. Let's format that actually. Okay, we'll do another deployment and we'll just take a look at what the logs say once we get that done. Tony says, what software are you using to record and stream? This would be OBS. OBS is the best. Come on. All right. go back and take a look at the, oh, another thing worth mentioning, it does seem that that one-shot service is being run every time that I deploy, because we can see from the herd status that it is picking up the current time. Here is the load path. Source. That's weird. Oh, okay. Interesting. Oh. How's that happening? So it's definitely picking up the Guile load paths, like the built-in Guile load paths, but it's also adding source to the load path, which makes no sense. Maybe it does make sense. No, I don't think so, because the actual Oh, I know which one got run. Come on, where are you? Whatever. Tail in 100 bar log messages. Need a little bit more than that. Site DB init. Oh, okay. I thought I had seen it write something out about the... Oh, I guess it's not spitting things out to var log messages anymore because it is writing to its own log file. Cat var log Emacs packages sync. Yeah, okay, that's where I found it. Good. Tony says you compile with a v4l2 or a v4l use flag. Well, I don't have use flags. I'm not in Gen 2. This is GNU Geeks. Probably v4l2 though, because I'm using that for virtual camera. So the thought process is we're missing the addition of the system level load path. I'm not exactly sure why. Let's see. Geek system. Go to devel in. All right, so index. Yeah, use flag. You don't need to worry about that with geeks, at least. I haven't had an issue with it. Okay, environment. Build environment setup. No. Okay, I'm back to where I was. All right. There's got to be a way to make this work. So I don't like the fact that so many places in the Guile modules of Geeks, the packages for Guile modules, they have to do this wrapping to add the load path. It just seems like it's a prevalent pattern. Like a map or something here. Wrap program, depth path, depth path. Let's see. I guess that's a bit cleaner to do it this way, but still. It's awful. This feels so dirty to have to do that. Like, why can't I just put the goddamn load path on the way it's supposed to be there? Oh, hold on. What are they doing here? Augment Guile load path. It would be better to patch the make file. Set env load path. Is that going to work, though? Python on Guile. Such a mess. Frogs. A lot of weird partial function application. And when are we doing this here? What is this? Emaxi. Okay. I guess I'm just going to have to live with it. I mean, the way that I had done it before worked. It was fine. I hate it. I really hate it, but I guess we're just gonna have to live with it. So where am I on that? Let's check the commits. This should get the site back online at least. God, man. Codeberg is dragging today. Simplify wrapper script generation. Do I just need to revert that commit, basically? It's pretty localized, it seems. I do want to keep the JSON 4, though. Maybe I'll just copy and paste the same thing back. Let me view the file at this point. That's so disappointing. Thanks, Tony. Appreciate it. All right. No, that's the it's the current version. I want the previous version. Give me the previous. Let's see. Bump, bump, bump. There it is. Okay. So I just need to copy this whole lambda under wrap program. All the way, yeah, let's just copy it all the way to the end. This is copy and paste code like a good developer. Okay. At least it's my code. Packages, that SEM. We're going to go here. We're going to replace that whole lambda. And then I'm going to change this JSON 3 to JSON 4. And that one too. I hope that this is compatible with what I was doing before. And then we're going to make sure that we are all lined up here, and no, not exactly. The question is, why not? We didn't, oh, the lambda is closed. Let's see, the lambda gets closed here. Oh, okay, got it. That's why. That seems better. Now, let's see if we can build it and deploy it again. Okay, so it was able to build at least. That's good. Didn't break it completely. Okay. Deployment successful. Let's go check the logs and see what's going on there. And take a look at... that might be working. No. No cover. There's no way. There's no way. Come on. There's no way. 39? We just deployed that. I'm very confused. All right, we're going to find out then. Something's wrong here. What? Oh, okay. Now that's weird. Because now the scheme file does not seem to be getting wrapped in a shell script anymore. Or at least it's not being pulled correctly. All right, I'm getting real confused. Let's actually check that. There are no wrapper files. What the hell is going on? After place bin files, wrap program. Did I screw something up here? There's no way. Oh, sync archive. So I screwed up. Where is that? Because I also had to add that as well. So give me 1 second. I think I screwed up here. God, site. Yeah. All right, let's view the file because I missed some things here. I think I got an older version by accident. I should have just tried to revert the change directly instead of doing fancy crap. All right, so start server and sync archives. So I need both of those in there. What else did I miss? DB file, DB packages. Okay, that's all good. I need to add, was it gcrypt? New TLS. Okay. Okay, so there's that, and we also need to put the start, wrap the other script as well. That is sync archives. Start server, sync archives. Now the question is, why didn't we see a wrapper script for start server? That's a little bit strange as well, but one thing at a time. This all definitely needs to be abstracted somehow. I guess I would feel less icky about this if it wasn't such, you know, so many long lines here. I could, you know, add some abstractions a little bit. Just 1 second. I don't know why start server's not wrapped. All right, let's try to deploy it again. While that's going on, I'm going to take a 2-minute break. I'll be right back. Okay, so it seems the build was successful. Deploy was successful. If this doesn't clear things up, then I'm going to take a slightly different approach so we don't waste a whole lot of time trying to rev this thing. Oh, okay, so it worked that time. So it must have actually, yeah, it seems that it added the load paths correctly. Emacs packages com, jots, SQLite, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Fibers. And is the site back up? No. And the question, oh, probably because it's disabled still. So sudo herd enable site, sudo herd start site. Let's check the status of the site. Seems to be back up. Site's up. Package listing. No data. Let's check the logs. Database is locked. I wonder if something happened there. Maybe I should delete the file. So sudo rmrf var db emacspackage.db. But I deleted it. So this is staging.emacspackages.com. It's not just emacspackages.com. Because we're not doing the full site deployment yet. So staging.emacspackages.com. Is the file there? Let's see. ls var db. Yeah, it's funny. It's got all this in memory. Like SQLite seems to have cached it somehow, unless this is my browser that cached it. No. Did it really cache this? Because there's no database. Where is the database? All right, sudo herd stop site. .49. Database is locked. Should be doing like the initial sync, I think. So it says it completed. .49, 41. Okay, so ls var db. Okay, let's read write. Oh, and now it works. It just took a while for it to like decide it wasn't locked or something. Okay. Okay, so the site's back up. Fine. So let's take out the log that we put into sync archives. And where are we at on the code? Let's just hit the equal sign. We fixed that. We've also simplified the service constructor, which is good. I think I will leave it like that because I think that is a better change. Fellow Matthew, hello, says can still see the packages. Yeah. Well, now you can because it's actually legit. The database file is there. Okay. So this looks fine. Everything here looks fine, except I'm not happy with how I'm generating the wrapper. And because I'm not happy with it, I'm going to try to fix it really quick. It shouldn't take that long. and it will make me feel better. So let's do that. We've got this whole list. Like that. We've got our depths list here. And then we have hold on one second. Getting a call from my wife. All right, I gotta leave in about 5 minutes here. Apparently one of our kids is sick at school and we gotta go pick her up. So not a huge issue, but we will have to wrap it up quickly. All right, let's just finish what I'm doing here. So make load path, lambda, dep. No, not dep. What is it? File. All right, so what we're gonna do, wrapper, wrap program. I don't remember if it's a syntax or just, okay, this is a plain function it seems. All right, so wrap program, string append bin file, let's say. And then sh, which sh. Same stuff as here. Let's just copy it up to this point and then we'll kind of continue tinkering with it. Close that out and close that out and close that out. I don't know what this version's here for. Oh, got it. I probably need those before. Let's just throw up those right up here. What do I just do? Okay. And in this, I want to change it so that we're actually going to expand a map. So map lambda. String append out. Yeah, we're going to put that here as well. Let's just do that. Okay. Hopefully that works. We're going to find out real fast if it does or not. I may have to finish this another time otherwise. Not a big deal. And this is going to be the load compile path, and go is the thing that we're going to use here. Go load compiled path. This is just horrible. I don't like this. Make wrapper, was that what I called it? Make load wrapper. Question is this any better? I don't know, maybe. We'll find out, I guess. And this is T is at the end of the lambda. That's at the end of argument, so it seems like we're closed up correctly. Now, we don't really need all these. I think what I'll do on the dep is a sock ref inputs. I know I'm doing this twice. I don't really care that much. Doesn't matter. It's only happening at build time anyway. And then I'll comment these out for now, because I may not need them. And we can verify this by going into the terminal and trying geeks build -l. Let's jump over here. So emaxpackages.com geeks build -l .geeks/modules. What did I call the actual package name? emaxpackages.com. emaxpackages.com. We'll see if it chokes on that. Wrong string in argument position 1. Let's try geeks REPL. Nice. Doesn't like something. Check parens. I think that we're missing a close paren there. That must be what it was. And yeah, okay, so let's try that again. Still a problem. Okay, I don't really have any more time, so let me just call the stream right now. Sorry for the quick exit, folks. Just gotta go take care of a sick kid. All right, so we probably won't be back on Wednesday because I have a whole thing I have to do that day, so we might have to wait until next week to come back. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to call it for here. But anyway, thank you all for being here today. Appreciate it. Sorry we didn't get to make more progress, but we'll be back to it again possibly next week when we get back to the place where we left off here, which is trying to get the site. Well, the site's up. At least the site's up. We can say that. But it's you know, we need to kind of finish up some details and then get the functionality added back again, or start adding new functionality again. All right, cool. Thank you all for being here today. I appreciate your time and attention. Until next time, happy hacking. We'll see you.